Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. I'll get to your gas prices in a moment, but let's start off with some news on the economy. The Bank of Jamaica is projecting the cost of goods and services will remain outside the 4 to 6% target range until June next year. The central bank had its quarterly press briefing on Wednesday. BOJ Governor Richard Biles says a number of temporary price shocks are expected to affect inflation. One factor, the second phase of public passenger vehicle PPV fare increases to take effect in April.
Without the impact of this second increase in PPV fares, inflation at December 2024 would fall within the target range.
Annual inflation as of January 2024 was 7.4%. He says while there was some positive impact, the reduction in Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC fares appears as though it will not play a major role in tempering price increases.
Upon review, the bank now recognizes that it had overestimated the impact of the reduction in JUTC fares. The two-phase reduction is now estimated to have an offsetting impact of only 0.2% on annual inflation, with the first reduction already evident in the CPI data for January 2024.
And going forward, headwinds are expected to persist.
Higher than projected second-round effects from the PPV fare increase, higher wage adjustments in the context of a tight labor market, and a further deterioration in supply chain conditions could influence higher inflation. In particular, while shipping prices and oil prices have remained below their peak, they have recently risen amid ongoing geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions.
As for lower inflation,
could be caused by weaker than projected global growth, which could reduce domestic demand and imported inflation, resulting in lower rates of price change in Jamaica.
Most motorists will see lower marginal prices at the pumps effective tomorrow. Each litre of 80 and 87 and 90 gasoline will sell for 33 cents less. Diesel will see 60 cents being shaved off, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will decline by 25 cents. Kerosene will cost $3.06 less. The price of propane will, however, increase by 97 cents, while butane will lose will go up rather by $1.03. Of course, each gas station will make these adjustments to their prices, which include a markup on the ex-refinery rate offered by Petrojam. What all of that means is that you can wait until tomorrow to head to the pumps. As we head to some news from the Caribbean Development Bank, it's projecting an average growth rate of 8.6% for its 19 borrowing member countries this year. Director of Economics at the CDB, Ian Durant, says the growth will be linked to increased oil production in Guyana.
Largely attributable to increased oil production in Guyana and the continued expansion of the tourism industry. Excluding Guyana, this growth projection falls to 2.3%, a moderation from the estimated growth of 2.5% in 2023, which aligns with the broader trends of slowing below average global growth and the ongoing normalization of economic conditions in the Caribbean.
He says sluggish global growth and persistently high inflation are possible threats to growth. Now back home, despite today's $30 million intervention, the Jamaican dollar lost 3 cents compared to the US dollar. This brings to a total $70 million the central bank's intervention since yesterday. Now trading ended with banks and Cambio selling the US dollar for an average $157.19. The Canadian is going for $115.98. The pound is trading for $197.04 on average, while the euro is selling for $169.85. And finally, to the stock market, the JSE index lost 3,376 points today, while the junior market index gained 8 points. Among the 43 winners were PBS 9.75% cumulative redeemable shares, Wigton Wind Farm ordinary shares, JMB Group 7.25% variable cumulative redeemable Jamaican dollar preference shares, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, and Paramount Trading Jamaica. The 52 losers were led by T-Tech, Iron Rock Insurance Company, Berger Paints Jamaica, VM Investments, and Consolidated Bakeries Jamaica. Now 17 stocks closed the session, selling at the same price they started trading. And that is it for the business day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.